Hello, I'm Dumb Kitten. In the last video, we finished modifying the pose. This video will cover converting your model into a MetaHuman model. First, isolate the MetaHuman model display. Select the head and body, then press Ctrl-D to duplicate them. Move the copies aside to avoid mixing them with the originals. Next, combine these models. Check the UV names before combining. Ensure the head and body UV sets have identical names. Otherwise, you will face UV loss issues after merging. Select both, then go to Mesh, Combine. Press Alt-Shift-D to delete history and rename the model. Right-click for Vertex mode and select points along the seam. Open the Edit Mesh Merge Options box. Set threshold to 0.01 and merge to prevent mesh splitting. Export this combined model as an OBJ file. This will be our source mesh for the wrapping process. Now, isolate Kratos' body model display. Select it and export it as an OBJ as well. This serves as the target mesh for the wrapping. Open Wrap 4D, a standard software used for wrapping meshes. Click Gallery to see pre-connected node templates. Select the first preset as our workflow foundation. Delete the image nodes as textures aren't needed here. Select Base Mesh and load the merged MetaHuman source mesh. Click the light bulb icon to display the model. Select Scan and load Kratos' target mesh here. Ensure the models are loaded into the correct slots. If your scan mesh has low density, search for Sub. Add a subdivide geometry node and connect the scan to it. 3 subdivision levels are usually enough for this model. This subdivided mesh becomes our new scan. Rename it. It replaces the original Kratos model for better results. Connect the new scan wherever the old one was linked. Subdividing ensures a smoother result after the projection. If your model is already high poly, skip this node. Decide based on your specific model's geometry density. Select Polygons node and open the visual editor. Hold Ctrl to deselect all faces. No action needed here. Select point pairs. If it's gray, click Reset. Click Reset to refresh the viewport display. In left geometry, click Clear All to remove markers. Disable wireframes on base mesh to see points clearly. Do the same for Scan to improve visibility while marking. Wireframes can make the mesh look too dark to navigate. Now start placing point pairs to wrap the mesh. Mark points systematically, side by side, to avoid errors. Follow the model's contours closely when placing points. You don't need points everywhere, just at key locations. Mark the mouth carefully, or the shape might drift. Since this is a full body wrap, mark the hands. Focus point placement on fingertips and joint areas. Work through each finger sequentially to maintain accuracy. It is helpful to mark points between the fingers. Finish one hand completely before starting the other. I'm not using symmetry because it often causes glitches. Manual marking is safer and much easier to fix later. Be patient, this step is crucial and finishes quickly. For the legs, prioritize marking the joint locations. Mark toes like fingers using tips and joints. Mark the heel clearly to prevent the wrap from drifting. Finish by marking the remaining major joint positions. Note that ears also need points to prevent distortion. Follow these tips and you'll finish this phase fast. Select the wrapping node and click Compute to start. Check the 3D view. The initial wrap might be imperfect. We need refinement. Right-click and search for Brush. Add a brush node. Connect the racked model first. This is your edit mesh. The second input is reference. Connect the original Kratos model as the reference. Select Brush and open the visual editor to begin sculpting. Current visibility makes it difficult to see details clearly. Enable wireframe on base mesh, which is our edit target. Wireframes help identify geometry issues during the cleanup. Disable scan wireframe since it is just for reference. Change its color to make it easier to distinguish. Now the viewport is clear, making modifications much easier. Hold Shift to use the smooth brush on the mesh. The third from the bottom is very useful. It smooths while snapping vertices to the reference mesh. Enable symmetry here to speed up the sculpting process. This brush fixes most projection issues effectively. If some areas break, use the standard smooth brush. Hold Shift to smooth out any bumpy surface areas. Adjust brush strength on the right for better control. Use standard smoothing when projection results are poor. After refining, the model might lose perfect symmetry. Search for and add a Fix Symmetry node to the graph. This restores symmetry. Go back to the Brush node. Click Accept to apply fixes and start the calculation. Wait for the progress bar to finish the process. Hide other models to inspect the symmetric version only. The mesh should now be perfectly symmetrical. Right-click and use Save Geome to finish this stage. Select a save path and give it a clear name. Click the Save button. Don't forget this final step. Applying symmetry might cause slight shifts in some areas. Add another brush node to fix these minor offsets. Edit the symmetric mesh using Kratos as the reference. Use the projection smooth brush to snap the fingers. Use the Move and Snap brush for fingertip placement. This brush moves vertices while sticking to the reference mesh. Use this when topology needs specific alignment. Combine it with Projection Smooth for the best results. Do the same for the other side without symmetry. Symmetry often yields inconsistent results on both sides. Connect this brush output to the Save Geome node. Remember to click Accept in the brush node first. Finally, export the model one last time. Back in Maya, hide everything except the Kratos model. Delete the skin portions of the Kratos body. Keep only the armor and other non-skin components. Import the wrapped model and apply Soften Edge. Delete history and use sculpting brushes with symmetry. Shift smooth any sharp edges for a cleaner look. Wrap 4D view doesn't always show the final smoothness. Maya is better for refining these visual details. Check the armpits carefully to avoid mesh clipping. Double-click the Sculpt tool to open its settings. Set strength to 1 to avoid excessive deformation. Push any skin clipping through the armor back inside. Low strength keeps the mesh shape while fixing clipping. This prevents errors during the rigging process later. Select the OBJ head UV shell in the UV editor. Shift right-click and select Extract Faces, then Delete History. This splits the model into head and body parts. Copy the MetaHuman body name to Kratos' body. Copy the MetaHuman head name to Kratos' head. The model conversion is now officially complete. Save the file as your final transfer model. Next video, we will start converting textures. Keep creating and keep the passion alive. See you in the next one.